Hey guys, Stonestreamer, and welcome to Mega Drive Mod Progress Part 3. In this episode, I'm showing you a mod which I have been wanting to do for quite a long time. One which I have failed once and very badly damaged the board, but you can cast that aside, because now I have fixed an issue that brings up a whole new purpose to composite video. Now, if you watched my last episode, Mega Drive Mod Progress Part 2, you remember me saying that if you region mod a PAL Mega Drive at 60Hz, then composite video at RF and S video, if you decide to do an S video mod, will be looking absolutely terrible. And it ranges from a black and white screen or a giant mess of color banding. Regardless, both of which look absolutely terrible. But there is a way to get better picture quality without using composite or S video. That's by using SCART. Now, I already have SCART, as you are aware. I already did a mod for composite video and staring out. Why am I doing this? Well, it's purely for fun. So, yeah, I did the mod, region and composite out, and there's no denying it. It looks terrible. And just to show you what I'm talking about, allow me to use my PAL Mega Drive 4 Revision VA4. As you can see, it is high definition graphics and stereo sound. Expansion port at the back. So yeah, this is an early board revision, and I've already region modded the thing. Why? Well, to be honest, I still don't really know myself. I'm weird. And for game testing, I'll be using a ROM hack called Sonic 2 Recreation. Quite possibly my second favorite ROM hack of all time. And before you ask, yes, this is obviously a reproduction cartridge. So, what I'm about to show you right now is the problem that occurs when you region mod a PAL Mega Drive without using composite video. There it is. Set it to AV, and just let me switch it to PAL 50Hz just so you kind of get the idea of what happens stock. See? Looks great. Hold on. There. So, PAL 50Hz. Everything looks fine. There's no issue whatsoever. I mean, other than anything else that PAL provides, but it's all fine overall. It's just fine. And now if I switch it to 60Hz, this is where the problems arise. As you can see, it is in black and white. At least for CRT TVs. Again, I tried this on about like 3 flat screens, and it ranged from black and white mess or color banding mess. Regardless, again, it's just not ideal compared to SCART. And you do see the issue that shows up. And yeah. There's my VA4 Mega Drive shown off. Now to my currently modded Mega Drive. This beauty, board revision VA6.8. As you can see, region mod, RCA jack out, and these little bits. This is the fix. Let me zoom in. There. So all of this is the fix, really. And if you're wondering how to do this, well, locate this chip right here. To be specific, it's Sony 6A1145p. I already told you that before. You're going to go underneath it, cut the trace that leads to pin 7, solder a wire from pin 1 to pin 7, and then go on top of it. This is the scariest bit, by the way. If I zoom in a bit closer, you'll have to lift up the legs for pins 5 and 6. Like, literally lift them off the board. Now, bear in mind, I didn't have any experience doing this before, and I didn't have the proper equipment necessary, like desoldering braid. This was really scary for me, because when I was doing it, I thought I was going to break the board or break the chip, both of which you do not want, by the way. I still don't know how I managed to achieve where I am right now, but, life. Sheer damn luck. Anyway, once you do that, you're going to want to grab a 4.433619 megahertz crystal oscillator, preferably the two-legged version, a 20 microfarad trim capacitor, a 15k resistor, and a 27 microfarad ceramic disc capacitor. If you arrange it in a certain way, like I have with this diagram over here, then you should be alright. If I'm wondering about ground, this is where it is. See? Yeah. If you do it in that specific way, and obviously you do a bunch of tests, you can sing to the heavens, knowing that you finally fixed a quite big issue if you don't even have a SCART cable. Which, come on man, you need SCART. Okay, enough of me chit-chatting. Let's show off this mod. Yeah. Yeah. Tight fit. And again, I'm using Sonic 2 Recreation. So, for this quick one, I'm going to set the region to PAL 50 Hz, because this is a PAL motherboard after all. And there was colour. That's a good thing so far. Very good. Very good. Although, to be honest, this isn't really too much of a surprise considering Composite, PAL, 50 Hz. Yeah. Still exciting though. And now, the real moment of truth. NTSC 60 Hz Composite. Will it work? Yay! It does. And what you just saw for a very split second was the TV struggling to cope with the native image quality. But as you can see, it's only for like a few small seconds, maybe even less. And then it will reach to this wonderful treat. And there are about 2 other ways to go around it. It involves getting a 4-legged 4.433619 MHz crystal oscillator, cutting the trace to pin 6 and then wiring it in a certain way, though I heard it introduces noise to the RGB SCART signal, which we don't like. There is a way to fix it, but yeah, that's just tedious. The other way is completely replacing the crystal heart, which is in the middle of the board, currently set to 53.2043 megahertz. That's well, you can see why I call it the crystal heart. It involves replacing that with an NTSC variant clocked at 53.6913 megahertz, and in 60 hertz it's fixed, but in 50 hertz it's broken. And with that, you'll only have one option. Will you fix 50 hertz, or will you fix 60 hertz? Well, not one option. You can only fix one. Ugh, I'm an idiot. But using this method, it's definitely the scariest, but it's worth it. And if you're asking, yes, I have tried this with all of my other games in my possession. And just to show you, I'll bring out my copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Yeah. Again, it's currently set to 60 hertz and composite video. Yeah, see what you just saw there? It was in black and white. Well, just so you know, there is nothing wrong with the soldering that I did. This is the TV's fault. One of many that I find when doing these mods. The more mods I do, the more problems I find. But at the very least, it's working. And if you see it in person, it really is quite bright. And it just shows me just how dull the RGB SCART is. But, yeah. It's a success. And I am very proud of this mod. Because this is a mod that I've been wanting to do since 2019. Well, November of 2019. And again, I tried to do it, but ended up breaking the board, which, not good. At the end, I just dealt with it and used SCART instead, but I wanted more. So, I saved up enough money to buy all these parts, scared the ever-living crap out of myself to lift up pins 5 and 6, but I eventually managed to do it, and I am quite proud of myself for that. So, that has been Mega Drive Mod Progress Part 3. And if you look on this other side of the diagram, I even showed off a little 10 megahertz crystal diagram. Which, hold on. Is it? Here it is. So, I do have the crystal in here. Let me get it out in person. As you can see, I do have a 10 megahertz crystal oscillator now. As you can see, respective labels. Oops. So, I might be doing overclock in the future, but that one is even more scarier since you're dealing with the Motorola 68000 CPU, which is the overall brain, and if you screw up even in the slightest, you're dead. Well, the board is dead. But yeah, successful mod, me, very happy. Again, this is the end of Mega Drive Mod Progress Part 3. See you, streamers!